several hours with a judge in the case in a closed-door hearing without prosecutors present to discuss the case in detail. The judge will consider whether Trump's attorneys can have access to classified materials. Israeli military forces have reportedly freed 2 hostages who've been held by Hamas since the October 7th attacks on the Jewish state. In Jerusalem, Molly Hunter says the IDF announced early today that attacks had been carried out in Rafah as part of a mission to rescue the hostages.
Provide cover for the Israeli soldiers and the hostages they were rescuing. Gaza health officials say an incredibly heavy wave of airstrikes killed dozens of Palestinians.
The action comes after the White House said just yesterday that President Biden had spoken by phone with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and urged him not to proceed with military operations in Rafah without a credible plan for the safety and support of the more than 1 million people sheltering there. Former President Trump is facing backlash over his recent comments on NATO. During a rally in South Carolina Saturday, Trump warned NATO allies that as president, he would encourage Russia to do whatever they want to member countries who aren't spending enough on defense. In response, President Biden said Trump is making it clear as day he will abandon NATO allies if he's elected president. Super Bowl champion Patrick Mahomes was asked an important question after last night's Super Bowl.
Patrick Mahomes, you and the Kansas City Chiefs have just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do next?
We're going to Disneyland!
The now 3-time Super Bowl MVP will be at the California theme park this afternoon following the Kansas City Chiefs win in Las Vegas last night. Mahomes will take part in a special parade down Main Street with Disney characters. The tradition of a member of the Super Bowl winning team saying the iconic "I'm going to Disneyland" phrase dates back to 1987. New York Giants quarterback Phil Simms was the first to be featured in the famous commercial series. You're listening to the latest on NBC News Radio.
It's time to shop in the cool, relaxed comfort of the Tri-City Shopping Center in Redlands, conveniently located on the I-10 freeway between the Alabama and Tennessee exits. Bring the kids too and watch them play in the only indoor fun center. High Five Indoor Playground, where parents are welcomed on the playground. Birthday celebrations are encouraged, so make plans for some great fun at the mall. More reasons why the Tri-City Center is called the Mall with a Heart.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? Well, what would you do if you have a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's way too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times, addiction treatment is fully covered. So why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed to take time off by law, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are 2 good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call now, 800-398-7414. That's 800-398-7414.
It's time to shop in the cool, relaxed comfort of the Tri-City Shopping Center in Redlands, conveniently.
Was your car involved in an accident or just need help with dents? All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers. In business for over 30 years. Their highly trained staff and certified technicians and friendly staff are the best in the business and treat each car as if it was their own. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are family owned and offer state-of-the-art equipment and tools to ensure optimum results. They use the latest technology in computerized color matching and specialize in frame repairs. With their modern laser measuring systems, they're OEM certified, and they have 4 locations to serve you. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers offer rental car assistance with free drop-off and pickup services too, and their work has a lifetime guarantee. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are in Norco, Eastvale, Moreno Valley, and in Fontana. Call them at 1-800-61-MAGIC. That's 1-800-61-MAGIC. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers. 1-800-61-MAGIC. All Magic Paint and Auto Body says, drive carefully.
When I go, I'm gone.
Are you lonely?
No.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be
But
the answer.
I surround myself with people. I mean, I'm always the one cooking for things. Or I'm always the one that decorates first and come to my house. All the orphans that have no place.
I'm going to have no place to go, so I can come over.
Come on over.
And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And good morning. This is Dr. Marissa, and I am reporting live from my living room here. You have tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using a gift balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Spot Chaser, Spreaker, Streaker, and more. Yes, why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip here, no scandal. If you want political ranting, go change the channel, because I want you to focus on your own reality show instead of one of the K words, Kanye talk. And that's why I'm here. This is show number 1105. And I forgot to fix the consecutive weeks is 618, I believe. And I am grateful that those who said this show would not last more than a year were wrong. So welcoming you in. Oh, good. It's good to see Troy Pacelli here. He is, that's not the one I want. He's here streaming in from wait, are you Colorado? No, that's Maria. You're Chicago? I've forgotten. You'll have to excuse me. I am ironically going to for the topic of the day today. It's Mental Health Awareness Matters, by the way, Monday. Thank you so much for joining me here. And I guess I'm going to fix that. I am going to start off, excuse me, with the breakfast sandwich for today. Having breakfast with me, and we'll have breakfast with Troy as well this morning, and anyone else. I do see eyeballs, so please do identify yourself in the chat, and we can play the game that I do every morning called Taking a Bite of My Gratitude Sandwich. And he is in the Chicago area. Thank you to Troy. And what I can do is pop you up here. So feel free, go please subscribe on my YouTube channel, and that will give you access to the chat here. And I'm also on LinkedIn. Hello to all my old and new LinkedIn folks, as well as my Facebook. All right. I am grateful that I had left my heating pad yesterday at a Super Bowl party where I run the prop bets and the squares. Hopefully it's not illegal in the state. And Eddie was kind enough to drop the heating pad off. I am grateful for my cashew gallery and having Troy here with me in studio. He's a co-captain of the cashew gallery. He's grateful for relative health. I do have a chronic issue, but highly manageable. Great. And yes, that is the topic of the day. I'm grateful, ironically, that the universe has a sense of humor. I am going to tackle chronic pain, and I have some people that you may be surprised to know who have chronic pain. As I put in the promo, didn't know Halle Berry had type 1 diabetes, and I will go through this article that I found with a lot of people, names that you know, who have chronic mental illness. Chronic pain or chronic illness of some kind. Actually, there are several with bipolar or clinical depression. So we'll go through that too. But I'm grateful that I don't know if I'm grateful that I put my back out, but if you see me moving a little gingerly, that's exactly why. So it's kind of what are the chances of that I picked this topic before I knew I was going to put my back out. Ouch. My back up is against a heating pad right now, not up against the wall. All right. Anything else? Let's see. Grateful that Troy lives in a modern age where medical science is able to deal with so many things we could historically. Yes, for sure. I'm grateful that I'm not grateful yet that San Francisco lost. The worst part of the loss was I don't have them with me, but I do a fundraiser every year for my nonprofit with squares. And if you buy a square and you pull the numbers, those of you who understand, if San Francisco had gotten that last overtime touchdown, I would have won the final pool. So that's 160. And then all my side stuff with people, I lost that obviously because I'm a big San Francisco fan. And on top of that, my husband is a huge Kansas City fan. So this hurts on so many levels. But anyways, I'm grateful that we had a great time at the party. Let's see, is there anything else you are grateful for out here? Frank, do you got anything you want to add? I'm grateful the sun's out. We've had a lot of rain. And I'm grateful for the sort of California changing seasons. It's really not anything like any of the rest of the world, but it is kind of nice to have a little coldness for an excuse to have soup. All right. Frank, I think might have a gratitude. He's grateful that all the new snow at my house. Wow. I don't have that. But I think that's kind of cool. He's in California and he has snow and he does ski. So that's a good thing. All right, that's the top of the bun. We're going to go to the bottom of the bun. Top of the bun, gratitude is usually things that are outside of yourself, the way I define it. And appreciation is those things on the bottom of the bun, which is inside of you. So what do you like about yourself? And it is my BS, my belief system, that a lot of the dis-ease that people have in life, one of the reasons why you're unhappy is because someone says something bad about you, or someone leaves you, or someone insults you and can throw you out for a week, a day, a year, years, because it matters too much what other people think. And one of the ways to combat that is let people have their opinion, but know who you are inside, that you're 88% fabulous. You're not perfect either, 12% of the time. I step in it. I'm not perfect. But when I'm anchored in my 88%, I know what I'm good at. I know who I am at the core of who I am. Then I'm much less prone to step out of my happy space or a happy place. All right, so what do you like about yourself? I appreciate my ability, no matter what happens, no matter how horrible it seems, that I 88% of the time can recover, probably within, used to take me a day and then a half a day. I think we're up to probably like 2 or 3 minutes. Ideally, I want it to get down to 17 seconds. Because of the law of attraction, how you're feeling, how you're, where your vibration is, where your energy's at. If you're in a negative place, you're going to attract negative unless you can get out of it pretty quickly. So that's my goal is to stop my feet, which would hurt a lot right now, and say, and then come out of it. And we'll be doing some of those tools today. I appreciate my ability to be inspired for topics and guests on the show. I forgot to say gratitude. Well, it's sort of it. I appreciate my ability to attract super cool people. And one of them is coming on the show tomorrow. It's either his third or fourth time, and that's Dr. John Gray, who is the mega best-selling author, probably the #1 selling book in the 90s. I think he told me that the last time he was on the show. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So he's coming on the show tomorrow. So I'm really appreciative of my ability to attract fabulous, well-known names to this show. I appreciate my ability to take care of myself. I'm much better at that. I used to, be codependent, which is you take care of everybody else before yourself. The order that I preach is higher power, God, whatever you want to call him. Mine's UPS man, universal power source. He delivers every morning when I pray and meditate. That's first. And then second is yourself. And then third is everybody else. A lot of us have a tendency, especially if we're one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've grown up with childhood trauma, and we're told that we make people unhappy, or if we changed, they would be happy. We develop naturally a thing called codependence, where you're not happy unless that person you're trying to please is happy. And that's my definition of codependence. And that's where I used to be. That's why I stayed with someone that, tried to break up 6 times, but ended up staying 9.2 years. My sentence was 9.2 years. I like to joke, but it wasn't a sentence. I don't regret it. I have 2 beautiful daughters as a result of that marriage. And where was I going with this? I appreciate my ability to be okay most of the time. And I think that is definitely a blissipline that has helped me be happy 88% of the time. All right. Let's see. Oh, good. We have another appreciation. Here we go. Troy Pacelli. Obviously, pain's making my eyes unfocused. Troy Pacelli, who has his own show, by the way, on YouTube channel. I did not get a chance to come in there on Friday. I apologize. I was actually, what was I doing Friday night? Engelbert was Saturday. And for those of you who did not know, he came down with COVID. So that show was moved to May. So I had to change those plans. But anyways, I appreciate my ability to be flexible. How's that? And that is it for having breakfast with Dr. Marissa. Thank you for taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich with my son and with Frank in the studio. Thank you for running my boards. And as well, Troy Pacelli, co-captain of my Cashew Gallery. And that is it for this day's Blissipline. If you do this for 28 consecutive days, I promise you that you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Okie dokie, here we go. What is the topic of Monday, which is Mental Health Matters Mondays? That is the topic. The topic is how to live with chronic pain. Yes, that is definitely my my topic. And ironically, if you've just tuned in, I put my back out about an hour before leaving for the show yesterday. So I have been wincing as I move. And it's ironic because that I was saying to myself, I'm very fortunate I don't have chronic pain. And then I got reminded that I do have. However, I will say that it makes me really compassionate for those who go through back pain. I know several people that I couldn't identify with when they said my back is out. And now I think it started like my youngest was 4. So how long ago was that? 20 years ago. And I'm ageless, so I'm not telling you how long that is in the whole span of things, but it's really only gone out maybe once a year. This past year, it went out 4 times. So I actually, ironically, am going to PT, which stands for pain and torture, physical therapy, because of this back. And I just was at the office on Friday morning saying, it's really feeling good, and I maybe, we don't need to extend. I think I had my insurance covers like 12 visits, and I'm on visit number 10. And then he's going on vacation. Josh, he's great with Medcessity. I believe it's Med Necessity, a great place in Long Beach. And then he's going on vacation, so I scheduled one for today. Normally it's on Thursdays, but man, am I glad that accidentally, not accidentally happened. All right. How to deal with chronic pain. Before I go there, I am going to, yay, Troy. Objectivity, ability to set aside bias, to listen, think, and consider. That's fabulous. You did round out my 8. Thank you so much. All right. Before I go to, I have to put this up. Before I go to the tools for chronic pain, let's see. I apologize. I'm just going to do this while I have it. And there we go. Okay. Gosh, I feel like I'm operating at really slow speeds, but hopefully it doesn't show. Okay, Halle Berry, we know, I put up there yesterday, does have chronic pain. For those of you who heard my explanation on Alon's co-hosted show on Friday, I don't dislike Kim Kardashian, but I explained it. Go listen to Friday's show so you can understand why I say no K words. But she actually is on this list, which is from People. This was originally published on 12up.com. And the writer is Peter Cho. This was written February 6, 2024. So this is recent. Let's see. Kim Kardashian actually has psoriasis. So I didn't know that. We all know about Bruce Willis, frontotemporal dementia, which is, it's tough, and our hearts go out to him because he really entertained us for a long time. Kristen Bell, I didn't know, she suffers from anxiety and depression. And the great thing is she uses her platform or her limelight to shed light on areas of temporary darkness, and certainly her openness has helped in our whole mental health awareness lately. I again credit my honorable moniker, Oprah. I was introduced as Asian Oprah, but Oprah, I think, has really, even before her interview with the Royals, brought the whole talking about ourselves and how we're feeling and how important it is to take care of our mental health, and kudos to her for that. I don't think I've ever given Oprah my beneficial presence on the Planet Award, so we're going to change that right now. I'm officially awarding my honorable moniker Oprah with the Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. All right. Shania Twain has Lyme disease. I didn't know that. Did you know that, Troy? She between 2005 and 2011, the Canadian superstar didn't release any music as she learned to live with the disease and to rehabilitate her voice, as she also suffered from dysphonia. Had no idea. Also, what's happening with Celine Dion as well. Okay, so here's the first tool. To ask why. So if you're going through any kind of chronic pain, and as we're going through this list of really well-known people having some kind of chronic illness, the tendency, I don't know about you, when anything starts to hurt on my body, I used to go right to my assistant Google and start looking for what's wrong with me, and then going to the doctor, and then worrying about what could be wrong with me for that entire time of waiting for the test to come back. And it's like a loss of however long it takes to find what the diagnosis is. And so when anything ever happens health-wise, in my example of what the discipline looks like, I think 5 years ago or 6 years ago, my oldest daughter, Chloe May Carpenter, was in a horrific accident. She rolled a Jeep while she was at Cornell. The junkyard guy said probably they were saying a couple times, the junkyard guy said no, based on that picture, it was more like 12 to 20 times, which is very scary. She fractured her neck, fractured her wrist. I flew out to New York. I got that call that no mom wants to have at 11:30 at night, 2:30 in upstate New York. Flew out there, and I can say that I was 88% successful at not asking why, which, why I say is not a spiritual question, because it usually sounds like why me and whining, and it's not a useful question, because when you're asking, and if you're angry or sad, it just puts you deeper into that level of pain that you're feeling, whether it's mental pain, physical pain. It's not a great question. So when you're going through something medically or through your chronic pain, like right now, my back is so inflamed that if I move 2 degrees any direction or cough or sneeze or laugh, I'm in physical pain. And the worst thing is for me to sit here and go, why is this happening to me? Why did I have this diagnosis? Why? It's not fair. I'm being punished. What did I do wrong? And especially I have friends who have cancer, and when I do coaching with them, that question is not a useful question, because even if so you discovered that you shouldn't have eaten this, that, or the other for your entire life. If you're going to shit on yourself, is that going to make you feel better or worse? Is that feeling helpful or hurtful? That's the tool. And so if you're a person that is on, if you are in chronic pain, then please do not use that question line of inquiry. It's not helpful. I don't know if you have a BS belief system that helps you. I know that when I am in pain or going through some discomfort, here's another tool, this too will pass. Now, for those of you who have chronic pain, whether it's wherever it is, I had 2 hip replacements, so I can tell you about some chronic hip pain, and hips don't lie. And hip hooray, as Troy was saying about medical technology, it's wonderful that I had I do have the ability to, I did have the ability to have both hips replaced to replace that chronic pain. I'm not even going to think about back surgery at this point because it's still manageable. I know I'm going to feel better after I go to physical therapy. I know what works after having, at least a dozen of these episodes. So first tool, don't ask why. Second tool, as much as possible, say, this too shall pass. And if it doesn't pass, it will pass one day. That hope keeps your mind and your emotions in the best possible place to heal. There have been miraculous healings from all kinds of chronic things, between pharmacology and the ability for medical research to come up with things to alleviate the pain, as well as medical technology for surgery. There is hope, and that's another related tool. This too shall pass, and if it doesn't pass, there's hope. And if you can stay on that side. So there's this tool I get from the law of attraction. Whenever you have pain or illness, I can either, and I try to teach this to my mom, who my Chinese mom has Parkinson's and now a little bit of dementia. And so every time I call her, I make the mistake of saying, how are you feeling? Not every time, but I try not to say that, because that launches her into a litany of almost always she's not feeling well. The side effects from the drugs. It's one of those things. The drugs are sometimes worse than the actual chronic pain or illness that you are going through. So I will launch into another topic first, and then at some point I'll say, are you feeling better today, Mom? And hopefully she'll say yes, because it's not that you're lying to yourself. So for me, this morning, when I was getting out of bed, I was like, oh, I'm hoping that one night flat on my back was going to heal it. And when I sat up, I had sharp pain again. And it's like, oh, it's going to be one of these episodes where it's not going to get fixed right away. So I have a choice. I have a choice all the time of seeing my back pain it's never going to get better. It's going to hurt. I'm going to need back surgery. It's blah, blah, blah. It's all the negative side of my back pain. So here's my back pain, and it's on a continuum. And it's my choice whether to focus on the side that doesn't feel good, which is, I can't live with this pain. It's too much. I don't deserve. What did I ever do to deserve to get cancer, deserve to get back pain, deserve to get anxiety and depression? Why? That's not helpful. To be angry about it. Yes, be totally angry. Yes, be totally sad, but just don't stay there. One of the tools from 8 Ways to Happiness from wherever you are, which is the Asian Oprah giveaway today. If you go to drmarissa.life and put in, Mental Health Monday, you'll get a free audiobook copy of this book. And the tool that comes from here that we're talking about when you have chronic pain is to look at the side that feels better. What is the better feeling thought? What is the better hope thought for whatever it is? Because every subject, as Abraham will say, and this is law of attraction, this is the third A that gives me my Zoom and my content of how to live my life happy 88% of the time, is I try to focus on the side of the stick in this topic of back pain, the side that says, this too shall pass, more will be revealed, I've gotten over this before. I can still do my show. I can still drive my car, even though it's with pain. I have a physical therapist. I have, he has ways in which to help this pain. I can do better with my exercises. That definitely help. And then that is a choice instead of focusing on the other end, which is it's hard to live with this pain. That's true. But if I keep going down that rabbit hole, I'm going to go to I shouldn't have done this or that. And then it's going to go to and this is what I call the labyrinth of shiitake. You start with thinking, and then you go to worst case scenario, and then you go to the effinator. So stinking thinking is I'm totally focused. Nothing else matters but my focus on my back pain, which is not a good idea. There's other things that I can focus on, but if I go in that negative place, oh my God, my back is so painful. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Ow, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. And then that's goes to worst case scenario, which is, oh my God, I'm gonna have back pain, and all the back surgeries of people I know were you know, a fiasco, and they had complications, and I'm gonna be in a wheelchair, and I'm never gonna get over this. And that's the worst case scenario. And then the worst is the effinator. And the effinator is I bring it back and it's all my fault. So effinator is it's all my fault, and I'm going to be a cripple, and nobody's going to love me, and I'm going to, you know, have to be wheeled around, and I won't be able to wipe my own butt. And that's literally the labyrinth of shiitake. So I have the ability to go down there, but I choose my discipline. What I've worked at is to do the other side. And the other side is just focusing on a better feeling thought. Yes, my back hurts, but there's a solution. This is another tool that I use. It's actually a saying from the Dalai Lama, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And it says, if you have a problem like back pain, and there's a solution, like physical therapy, muscle relaxant, as long as you don't get hooked, heating pad, ice, physical therapy. If there's a solution, there's nothing to worry about. If there's a problem and there's no solution, okay, there are diseases out there that there is no solution. Or, you know, when my Chinese dad, died of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. They don't have a cure for that. They didn't have a cure for that then. So all the chronic illness that people are going through right now that don't have a medical solution right now, that is, you know, to not focus on that end of it is the best way to. They will come. They have. Look at all the things they have been able to address medically, and one day it will. So that's the hopeful side of it. All right, let me go back and see if there's other ones on this list. I know I wanted to cover one that I actually screenshotted. I did not know that Zoe Saldana has Hashimoto's disease. Your body doesn't have the energy it needs to filter toxins, causing it to believe that it has an infection. So it's always inflamed. That's what it is. I didn't know that. I actually met her husband. He's a film director, and he had this really brilliant film out at the Newport Beach Film Festival. So Zoe was not there that day. Marco Parego. So her solution is she keeps a strict dairy and gluten-free diet that helps with inflammation. Another one that I didn't know, Winnie Harlow, and this is a very visible chronic condition, vitiligo. is characterized by light patches of skin on a person's body and face. While it may not cause physical issues that come with other autoimmune diseases, it can generate huge psychological problems for those who become self-conscious over their appearance or find themselves stigmatized for it. And she's a fashion model, so that's a tough one. She's lived with it throughout her life, but she's adamant that she will not be made to feel like a victim for it. And there's a tool right there, which is really, really amazing. And one that is, did you know that Venus Williams has Sjogren, I don't know if I said that right, syndrome, tennis legend, has won 7 Grand Slam singles title and an Olympic gold, plus 14 doubles title, 3 more golds, along with their sister Serena. Wow, I didn't realize it was that many. But she, which is really amazing because this syndrome is actually fatigue, and that's why she withdrew from the U.S. Open in 2011. Some mornings I feel really sick, like when you don't get a lot of sleep, you have a flu or cold, always some level of tiredness, which is so freaking amazing that she's been able to do what she's been able to do, considering that is something that she has been diagnosed with and continues to have in her life. The reason actually why I wanted to deal with this topic at the time, I didn't have back pain when I chose the topic, but let's see if I have it here without having to, maybe I have to go through this. Yeah, I do. Is Christina Applegate, who is a beloved member of Agape International Spiritual Center, where I get my positive roots watered and my peace of mind fertilized. Christina Applegate is just a beautiful soul. I can remember one time for our anniversary at Agape, founded by my big brother and her very good friend, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. She donated quite a bit that year for our anniversary, and I didn't even know that she was a big part of Agape and supporting Agape, and she has been diagnosed with, get this right, I had it on me and now I lost it, but it's on this very long list. I should put this link in the chat. Scoliosis, I believe, is her, where it is. Of course, I can't find it. Oh, and Lady Gaga, did you know she had fibromyalgia? I didn't know that. That is also a chronic disease. I guess if you saw the Netflix thing, she talks about it there. The condition causes widespread pain and heightened pain response to pressure. It can also affect sleep and memory and is often connected with anxiety and depression. She wishes to help raise awareness and connect people who have it. So again, another fabulous person who is using her limelight to shine some light on this area that a lot of people suffer with. And the point of the show, if you've just tuned in and wondering why I'm talking about some of the celebrities, it is because the topic for Mental Health Awareness Matters Mondays today is how to be happy 88% of the time, even if you have chronic illness. And the tools come out from 8 Ways to Happiness from Where You Are, my #1 best-selling book. And the Asian Oprah giveaway today is an audiobook copy of that. So if you'd like that, you're tuned into Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, that morning show here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, NBC News Radio, celebrating 25 years, #1 talk in the IE, and the station that leaves no listener behind. And since the topic is chronic pain, I mentioned earlier, Celine Dion, she has stiff person syndrome. And that is, again, why is not a useful or feeling good question for us to pontificate, or why did this happen to one of the best voices in the world? And it does affect her voice, and that's why she's been canceling tours. And the thing that I also want to say is, if you're thinking people are being punished for something, please stop. If you are more concerned that she canceled a concert than for what she's going through right now, please don't. And I doubt you'll be listening to my show if you do have reactions like that, because that is the least compassionate reaction to have when someone is diagnosed. So those of you who are going there, just don't go there. We don't know why. And, even saying life is not fair, okay, is that a good feeling thought to say? No, the good feeling thought is I wiggle my fingers, I take a breath, I send out healing vibes to all those who have chronic illness of any kind, physical or mental. And that's what I can do when I hear about that, instead of calling someone up and, God, I wonder what happened, and what did she do to get that? All of that is really not useful. So 2 words: stop out. All right. What else do I have here? Oh yes, I was going down the list to get to the person that I want. Here we go. Christina Applegate, after being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, I may have said something else. Yes, it's not scoliosis. I have scoliosis. She has MS, multiple sclerosis, a condition that affects the brain and spinal cord, leading to problems with movement, vision, and balance. She's been on a really rapid decline in these last couple of years. It was very difficult. I know when she came out and was public about it, it just hit my heart. One, because she's an agape sister, but for someone who is such a successful and very talented actress to have to literally, when I read this, she had to take her Netflix show Dead to Me had to take a 5-month hiatus for filming so she could start treatment. When she returned to the set to continue filming, she needed a wheelchair and could no longer walk unassisted. She said it was one of the hardest things she's ever had to do. She put on 40 pounds. It's the first time anyone's going to see me this way. I can't walk without a cane. I want people to know that I'm very aware of all of that. And, this is where people are so stupid. I usually don't bash, but the comments that people were saying about her weight gain, I'm just like horrified at how stupid and cruel people can be. So again, I doubt you're listening to me. If you're one of those people, I've got a happy ADA challenge for you. And it is to post on your wall or your page that as of this moment, February, 10, 11, 12, 13, whatever day it is, that it will be the beginning of, I have, to my knowledge, in how many years of social media, at least I think 18, not posted a negative thing about people or made a snarky, angry, belittling, insulting comment. I'm thinking maybe I have had 1 or 2 in response to something someone said. And I'm not proud of that, but I would say definitely 88% of the time, I'm known for not doing that. So I would love to have people join me in that exercise, because we have way too many people who think that they can say anything mean and cruel and bully online, and it's not okay. So, especially when someone's going through something, I know when Selena Gomez also, was gaining weight because of her illness. Um, it was so cruel. People are so cruel about weight gain, and I'm inviting you to take a stand, and that you are going to be a place where it's safe, and that your posts are going to be safe and not adding to the anonymous, cruel people will say anything damaging and bully you because it's anonymous. I want that to stop. Please, let's put the kind back into humankind. All right. She said that she'll probably never watch the final season because it's too painful for her to face. Her body gave out on her on set many times, and oftentimes a sound technician had to hold up her legs to get shots of her standing. If people hate it, if people love it, if all they can concentrate on is, oh, look at the cripple, that's not up to me. I'm sure that people are going to be like, I can't get past it. Fine, don't get past it then. But hopefully people can get past it and just enjoy the ride and say goodbye to these two girls she emotionally shared, talking about her legs. And that she would even need to say that because people have been so cruel. I'm gonna go. I have not seen this show, but I'm gonna see the whole thing now because of what she said. Because this is what she's going through and how she's dealing with it is simply incredible. She's a beautiful role model, and before she even was diagnosed, she's such a beautiful person inside out. And I want to give Christina Applegate officially Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. I've never reached out to her to come on, but I'm definitely going to do it now. We'll see if we can't get her here to inspire people. But it's got to be painful to be talking about this disease and what it's doing to her. So my heart goes out to you, Christina, and I just, it's amazing what you've been able to do to help people deal with their chronic physical and mental illnesses that's going around. And I'm just knowing, I'm wiggling my fingers, a deep breath, and sending you and your family prayers and healing vibes, and as well to the medical technology. Let's beat this thing. Yeah. This is, it's time for us to stop. Oh gosh, I'm going to go on a rant in a second about what happened during COVID against medical technology, but luckily, hopefully, we've returned to supporting and knowing that medical technology is here to help us, not hurt us. But this is for you, Christina Applegate, Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. Make you continue to be inspiring to everyone around you with your acting and beyond. All right, let's go to some more tools. If you are having any kind of chronic illness and the pain is chronic and it is difficult to get out of bed, it is difficult not to get hooked on something that makes you feel better, but then you're not feeling anything because of the side effects. I've done the tool, don't ask why. I've done the tool, focus on the best feeling thought. That's the hope side. Another happy 88 tool is you are not your diagnosis. When people say to me, they say I am depressed or I am chronically ill or I am chronically mentally ill. I say, no, you have episodes of a chronic illness. I have episodes of a chronic illness, and that you can put on your mirror. To me, it really takes out the ownership as far as defining yourself as your illness. And this comes from the tool from, Who Am I? Okay. Again, if you want an audiobook copy, the Asian Oprah giveaway today is to go to drmarissa.life and you get an audiobook version of that. And this tool comes from, I think, the chapter Out of Control into Happiness, the last chapter. If you say the sum total of who you are is, I have depression, I have whatever that diagnosis is, I am that diagnosis, then you are only identifying yourself through the lens of whatever that is. And you are way more than that. You are way more than your diagnosis. You are way more than what your body's going through, whether it be cancer, whether it be multiple sclerosis, whether it be chronic lupus, or whether it be whatever that chronic diagnosis is, it is not who you are. The diagnosis will describe some of the symptoms that you go through on however regular a basis. That is an episode, all right? Your attitude towards your chronic illness makes a difference. So this tool is why it's so important not to identify yourself with that illness so that you're only seeing your whole life is consumed with that illness. If you're not getting treatment for it, if you're feeling the pain of it, feeling the discomfort of it, your mind is 100% focused on the disease, you are doing yourself a disservice because you're attracting even more attention to that disease. And this is where the law of attraction really can help or hurt you. It is not a personal thing. The law of attraction is like gravity. It's not personal. If you jump off a building, you're going to crash, right? The gravity is not saying, oh, I'm going to target you and not that other person to fall flat on your face from the building and die. No, gravity is impersonal. Gravity says if you're going to jump from the top of the building, you're going to fall, and depending on how high that is, you're going to kill yourself. So gravity is not personal. Same with the law of attraction. If you're continually focused on things that don't feel good, then the law of attraction will bring you things that continue to make you feel not good. That's just the law of attraction. That's the bad news. If you are in chronic pain and you're constantly feeling chronic pain, you're going to feel bad and you're going to continue to feel bad. And I'll end on this. I think we only have 2 minutes left. Wow. It's amazing. I can do this show by myself. I want you instead to go to the other side and think about something else, or think about the positive parts. If you can't think about the positive parts around your chronic illness, then just think about something else. Choose the best feeling thought. So when I am doing everything I can for my back pain, I think about something else. If you are doing everything you can, remember that you're not that diagnosis. You are loving, lovable, and loved. Wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness, one of a kind, wonderful. That's what I want you to focus on. The pain is temporary. The suffering is temporary. This too shall pass. You're not always feeling the symptoms. I promise you, you can be pain-free if you believe it. This is Dr. Marissa reminding you that it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace tomorrow. Dr. John Gray, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. In the meantime, go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow.